Alright, we're going to do a short little tutorial here on creating a sound effect. We're not going to do anything fancy. We're going to keep it pretty simple here. We're just going to take a simple little sound and toss it into Pro Tools, use a few plugins, play around with it just a little bit, and see if we can take one sound and turn it into something completely different. So I already have a Pro Tools session brought up here, and I've got our sound loaded. Our sound, I've got it labeled Metallic Crash, but actually what it is some silverware clanking or being thrown into a silverware rack that I recorded at work. So we'll go ahead and take a listen to that here. Nothing fancy. We're just going to start here with doing a couple quick little edits. I like the sound, but I want to get rid of this beginning here so we can start off pretty much just with the initial transient. So we're going to go ahead and get rid of that, chop that off in the front. Much better, already sounds a lot cleaner. There's something there at the end that I didn't really like all that much either, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of this as well. Slide this guy back over here. Alright, that sounds pretty good. I always like to keep things in loop. That way I'm listening to it, as I'm manipulating the sound, so I can hear all the changes. Sometimes it can get a little bit monotonous, but it's just the way that I like to do it. Right off the bat, just with the sound of the metal clanking and that, I'm already starting to think of something along the lines of like maybe a Transformers or Real Steel, something robotic. So maybe what we'll do is create some sort of sound like that, maybe like a foot stomp or a punch or some sort of just robotic metallic movement of some kind, that can be used later. So we've got our basic edit done. So we'll listen to it a couple more times here again. We'll get rid of that. Alright, so now we're going to go over here and toss in a couple inserts. Obviously I like to EQ everything right off the bat. Not going to do a lot of EQ on this one because it's a really short clip. But the first thing that we're going to do is just go ahead and drop off the low end, because there's really not going to be anything below 100 hertz on this. So we're just going to go ahead and get rid of any sound that's on there. And let's see, we'll listen to it again here. Alright, let's boost right around 200, kind of give it a little bit of a body. We're only going to go up about 5, 6 dB. We'll go ahead and listen to that now. There's without. And there's with. Definitely a lot fuller of a sound already, just by giving it that little bit of a boost. There's some clanking on the high end too at the end, so I want to go ahead and bring that up as well. Let's see, we'll kind of keep it, we'll keep it right around 6 hertz there, or 6,000 rather, and we'll bring that up. Let's not make it shelving. See what that does now. That's with the EQ and without. Definitely sounds a lot richer, a lot fuller here, but what we're going to have to do, because we're peaking now, we're going to have to bring the output down just a little bit. Alright, that looks pretty good. That initial transient isn't peaking anymore. Let's try it one more time. Alright, so we're looking pretty good there. So we'll go ahead and stop our EQ. Like I said, we're not going to get too fancy with this. It's just basic, kind of showing a little bit of the process of what I go through. Sometimes I'll get more elaborate, more in detail with things, but for the sake of this one, we're just going to go ahead and keep it at that. The second thing I like to do is throw in either like a reverb or a delay, just to kind of stretch the sound out a little bit. We're going to go ahead and go with a delay here on this one. Let's see, I think I brought up the wrong one there. We'll put in a delay, though. We'll keep it as a short delay. Let's see, we'll go short delay here. Now, with the delays, just like any of the other plugins, I always like to start off with just a factory setting. And I don't know why this keeps coming up. We're going to pretend it didn't happen. I like to, start with one of the factory default settings and kind of take it from there. So we'll bring one of these guys up. We'll go into special effects. Let's see. Let's try Cave. Alright, that's kind of got a cool sound to it, but there might be something a little bit better in here. Let's try the propeller. Ah, now that's definitely something a little bit more what we're going for here. I like that. I'm already thinking the, you know, the metallic. That could be something cool, especially if, you know, I'm thinking maybe like a punch or something like that. You want that to echo and reverberate a little bit. So we'll bring it up in the mix just a little bit more. See if we can add a little bit more on the depth. All right, that sounds pretty cool. The next thing I like to do, I'm a big fan of playing with the pitch shift. So we're gonna go into the pitch shifter here. We'll bring this up, and same thing. Always start off with a factory default, and then I'll kind of play around with it from there. But we'll start. Let's see what this has got. Let's go with the first one here. We'll go infinite upward climb. Alright, I'm digging that. Let's bring up the frequency a little bit more. Play with the mix. I don't like that. Bring it back over here. Give a little feedback for it. Alright, I kind of like the way that sounds. So we'll leave that like that. Go ahead and stop. Bring ourselves right back over here. And there you go. We took some silverware clanking. And turned it into something completely different. I could see maybe like a slow motion scene, some sort of a metallic impact. Who knows? It all depends on what they're looking for. But that's something simple and basic that you can do in Pro Tools, just using a couple simple plugins. And that's about it. Like I said, nothing too elaborate here on this one. And that's all for now.